Your daughter just slapped her little brother across the face. Your first instinct isn't a thought, it's a reflex. Grab her arm, march her to the corner, count to 3 minutes. You've done this 100 times. It barely works for an hour. Now picture a Japanese mother in the exact same moment. Her child just hit someone too. She doesn't raise her voice. She doesn't remove her child from the room. She crouches down, says almost nothing, and somehow, within seconds, her child is the one who looks ashamed, not punished, ashamed. No timer, no corner, no consequence chart on the fridge. So what is she doing instead? It starts with a single word that doesn't translate cleanly into English. Sasshi. It means the ability to sense what another person is feeling without being told. Japanese parenting doesn't aim to control a child's behavior from the outside. It aims to build a child's awareness of how their behavior lands on someone else. Two completely different targets. One manages the symptom, the other grows the root. Compare that to what happens in most Western homes when a child misbehaves. The toy gets thrown. The parent's voice sharpens. Time out, now! The child sits, isolated, usually angry, sometimes confused about what they even did wrong. 3 minutes later, they're released, often without ever revisiting what happened. The behavior stopped. But did the child learn anything except that anger gets met with isolation? Here's the question worth sitting with. What if punishment teaches a child to fear getting caught, rather than to understand why something hurts someone else? Japanese discipline leans on something child psychologists call other orientation. The practice of constantly, gently redirecting a child's attention toward how their actions affect the people around them. When a Japanese toddler hits another child at a playground, the typical response isn't a stern reprimand or a removal from the group. A parent crouches down, often at eye level, and says something closer to, "Look, your friend is sad now." Not "stop that." Not "go sit down," just a quiet observation pointing the child's attention outward. This connects to research conducted by psychologist Hiroshi Azuma, who spent decades comparing Japanese and American maternal discipline styles. Azuma found that Japanese mothers relied far more heavily on what he called feeling-based discipline, explanations rooted in emotion and relationship, while American mothers more often use direct commands and consequences. The Japanese approach takes longer in the moment. It assumes a child is capable of empathy if it's modeled and named often enough. Now here's where it gets specific. In Japanese preschools, teachers are trained in a method called mimamoru, which roughly means to watch over while holding back. When conflict happens between children, the adult's first move is not intervention, it's observation. Researcher Akiko Hayashi, who has spent years studying Japanese early childhood classrooms, documented teachers standing back during arguments, even minor physical disputes, giving children space to work out resolution themselves before stepping in. The adult is present, but not immediately controlling the outcome. This looks to many Western observers watching for the first time like permissiveness. It is the opposite. The teacher is reading the situation constantly, ready to step in the moment real harm is possible. But the default is space, not control. Because if an adult resolves every conflict instantly, a child never has to develop the internal compass that says, "I notice my friend is upset and I should do something about it." Now compare this to the instinct most Western parents have been trained into. Conflict happens, an adult appears within seconds, A verdict is delivered, a consequence assigned. Efficient, fast. And it quietly removes the child's only opportunity to practice reading the room themselves. Here's the research that makes this concrete. A study published in the journal Child Development, examining cross-cultural differences in toddler discipline, found that children whose caregivers used explanation-based discipline, focused on the impact of behavior on others, showed stronger long-term emotional regulation than children whose caregivers relied primarily on punishment or removal. Not because punishment is dramatic or cruel, because punishment answers a different question than the one a child actually needs answered. Punishment answers, "What happens to me if I do this again?" Sasshi answers, "Why does this matter?" This is the part that connects directly back to calm. A child who has spent years being gently shown the emotional impact of their actions develops something punishment can't install: an internal alarm system. They don't need an adult standing over them to know that hitting is wrong. They feel it because they've been taught, again and again, in small, ordinary moments, to notice someone else's face. So what does this actually look like, practically, for you? It doesn't mean eliminating all consequences overnight, or never raising your voice again starting tomorrow. It means shifting the first words out of your mouth when something goes wrong. Instead of "stop that" or "go to timeout," try crouching down and naming what the other person might be feeling. Look at her face. She looks really sad right now. Then wait. Let your child sit with that information, instead of immediately handing them a punishment to react against. The hardest part isn't finding the right words. It's resisting the urge to fix the moment instantly. The same urge that makes time out feel so satisfying in the first place, because it ends the chaos fast. Sasshi is slower. It asks you to trust that a child, given the chance to notice, will, more often than you'd expect, choose to care. The hardest part is tolerating the pause, the seconds where nothing visible happens, where your child just stands there processing instead of immediately apologizing or sitting in a chair. That discomfort is yours to hold, not theirs to be rushed through. And every time you let that pause stretch, instead of filling it with a consequence, you're not letting bad behavior slide. You're giving your child the one tool punishment was never built to provide: the ability to feel, on their own, why it mattered. Because the real question was never about timeout chairs, or raised voices, or what consequence fits the crime. It was about whether your child has been given enough quiet moments to discover, again and again, what their actions actually do to the people they love.